Welcome back to the High Performance Traits YouTube channel. This is your boy, Philip Andrew. And on today's video, we'll be talking about tips to stand out in conversation and when you're public speaking. So, we all remember that one guy in high school. Everybody used to love to be around him. He was the popular kid. The women loved him. The teachers loved him. What made him different? Why did he stand out? He was a good communicator. He was a good public speaker. Everybody knew that kid. Everybody knew him. Well, I want to give y'all some tips on how to be better in conversation in public speaking. So here's tip number one, right? If you have a great smile, show that smile. People are more receptive to you when you smile. Depending on the circumstance, you want to smile. Show off that great smile. 2, I got this from the book called How to Talk to Anyone. I'll put that up there. How to Talk to Anyone. 92 tips on communication. Use the communication method. What I mean, right? You're talking to somebody, right? They might like Jamaican food, right? Be like in conversation, be like, you will love this new Jamaican spot that just opened up on the south side. When you say you, it puts them in the center. So they're more open and receptive. You want to put that person in the center. Be like, you will love this new Jamaican spot. Use the communication method. It works. I've tried it, tried it a lot. Know your audience. When you're public speaking, know your audience. Know who you're talking to. You're not going to use the same language you're talking to college students with that you use with elementary school kids, right? It's going to be different. So you got to know your audience, know who you're talking to. Just know who you're talking to. Be curious, ask questions, right? This is more conversation based. When you're curious, opportunities open up. So when you're in conversation, ask questions. Okay, be like, oh, how did you do that? Or how did you do it like that? Questions, curious people always win. Use the law of addition, right? In conversation, people love people who can add value. The law of addition is something I got from the book, The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. People love people who add value to their life, right? In conversation, if you have little pieces of nuggets that can add value to the person's situation, they'll open up to you more in the conversation. You'll definitely stand out in conversation. People definitely want to, talk to you more. Give compliments, but not generic compliments. So in the book, How to Talk to Anyone, it talked about, right, this guy, right, giving compliments to this girl. He would always be like, oh, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, you're beautiful, right? She got tired of that, right? You need to switch up your compliments. I love giving compliments out. I don't think we give compliments out enough, right? You need to do something like, hey, you look stunning today, right? You need to switch it up, because if you keep coming with the same generic compliments, that person's going to get bored. Be like, you're stunning, or you're gorgeous. You look gorgeous today. Switch it up. Confident demeanor, right? What I'm talking about, we know the people who command the room. They step in, they come in like a general. They command the room. They stand out. They tend to stand out in conversation. They tend to stand out amongst people, right? We want you to be more memorable when you come in conversations. Know the small details, right? The small details. Be like, if you see somebody, you might notice their watch. You have a nice watch on. People remember people who notice the small details. It's not always about the big details. Deliver the message with emotion, right? This is more for a public speaking side. So I want to talk about this. In July, my aunt passed away, right? I delivered a speech. What made the speech stand out to people was the emotion behind the speech. I want to talk about Billy Graham, right? Pastor Billy Graham. So when Billy Graham went to South Korea, he had 1.1 million people come to see him preach. Why? Because Billy Graham had emotion behind his message. Billy Graham practiced what he preached. And the emotion behind his message got people to come to him. People came to him. People wanted to be around Billy Graham. People wanted to see Billy Graham preach. Good eye contact, right? Don't be all up in the person's face, all googly eye, but make good eye contact. We don't. When you're in conversation and you're just looking all around and things like that, it creates an unconfident demeanor. You don't want to be unconfident. You want to look the person straight in their eye. Hey, how you doing, Frank? Hey, how you doing, Melissa? Hey, how you doing? You want to look the person straight in their eye. Use open body language. You don't want to be like in conversation all closed off like this, right? You want the person to be receptive to you. Know you're confident. So you want to have open body language, right? These are the, tips to stand out in conversation and public speaking. I have a little bit more, but these are the ones that I wanted to talk about today. So, till next time, I hope you all have a great day.